Nation's number one DJ, DJ Rockwell.
Yo, this is Apocalypse, the lyrical warner, hip-hop revelator. And you rockin' with the nation's number one DJ, DJ Rockwell, you understand me?
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, what's good? What's good? It's your brother back with you once again, and what an honor it is to be back with you. This is your brother, the nation's number one DJ, DJ Rockwell. What an honor, what a pleasure, what a privilege and a pleasure, I should say, to be back with you. Today is Sunday. Yes, today is Sunday. Today's not Saturday. Brother Vaughn, what are you doing on the radio on a Sunday? I know. But before we even get into any of that, we need everybody to do the 3 steps that we always ask everyone to do. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, tag somebody because it's about to go down on the Rockwell Radio Show. And if you're watching on YouTube tonight, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Big shout out to my producer, Dave C., who is absent today. So we're going to make it do what it do the best that we can do because I was inspired to jump on and have this conversation. If you are anything like me, a hip hop fan to the hilt, you live for the DJ battle, the hip hop battle, the rap battle, the b-boy battle. There's something that's intrinsic, that's almost seminal, just essential about the competitive nature in this culture. So tonight, we're going to just look at a few things to examine why. We all, you and me, me and you, we're all watching what's unfolding right now in hip hop. We're watching Drake. We're watching Kendrick. We're watching Rick Ross. We were watching, before he dismissed himself from the battle, our brother J. Cole. So we're going to talk about all of that tonight and some more. But we're going to raise an important question of this culture that we love so much, of this that we adore so much. Is battling good for hip hop? I want y'all to tag somebody. I need y'all to invite somebody else to this conversation. And as you come into the room, I want to recognize who's in the room. Big Dave C is on the beats somewhere, as he says. Big Dave, enjoy your beats, my brother. You earned it. This applause is for you, soldier. Shout out to Marcus X in the building. Wa alaikum salam, sir. Tag somebody, let people know that the Rockwell Radio Show is on for a special broadcast. Now, there's a lot of opinions. It runs the gamut on whether battling is even worthy to be done or not anymore. A lot of people are like, yo, battling is corny. We got money now. What do we need to battle for? And I don't want to use this episode to come off as the old head, but that may be inevitable. But I come from the era where you actually had to prove something. This very culture that we love, live, and enjoy came from when people were actually competitive because they had something to prove. Is that so today? Some would like to think so. Some would like to think that because of that ultimate competitive nature of rap, it drives each artist to be better. I want to shout out to my brother Kareem in the building. Thank you for joining us, black man. It drives the art further, better. Is that true? We're going to talk about that. I would go further to say that in my era, and again, here go with that old head stuff, Kareem, Dave, that in my era, and I'm talking about the mid 80s, the early 90s, you actually had to be good. Imagine that. You had to be actually good at rap. You had to be good at DJing, or somebody was going to call you out. Somebody was going to step to you and say, yo, out of here with that. Somebody was going to pull your card at that moment, and you had to respond. You had to either come with it or get off the block. If you know what I'm talking about, if you're from that era of rap, let me see you throw a fire in an emoji. If you're from that era of the game, talk back to me real quick. But everybody doesn't think that that's where we are today. So, like you, I am enjoying some of this. I'm enjoying seeing some of rap's biggest stars engage in Mortal Kombat again. Is that immature? Is there anything wrong with liking that? Are you enjoying it? Are you watching the battle? Are you listening? And I want to know, we're going to come to you just a little bit later in the show to figure out, I want to know from you, who's winning? Should the battle continue? The J. Cole apology, was it appropriate? Now that conversation is a week old, but now we've watched people go back and forth on whether Brother Cole should have apologized at all. Today, we're going to call in some people to the witness stand that are going to lend some very interesting feedback to this conversation. But first, again, we want everybody to go ahead and hit that like and share button, because we're about to get into it. You're tuned into the Rockwell Radio Show, and we're glad that you're here. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button today. Now, what I want to do first, I want to be able to show you all a little bit about where the rap game was. I want to show you all, I want to give you all a sneak peek back into the early 80s when it was fun. Imagine that. When competitive arts was fun. If you were in the New York City area in 1980, 1981, 82, 83, and so on, you saw flyers that looked like this. Take a look at that. These were the flyers that were passed out right in hip hop's beginnings, advertising from people to come to the get down, come to the showdown. Grandmaster Flash is going to be battling Disco B, Melly Mel, Kid Creole. Come to the get down to hear Cool DJ Starsky. MCs, these were the flyers that were passed around New York City in the late 70s, early 80s. There was no beef. It was a part of the show. You saw flyers like this. You saw flyers get passed around and look like this. To see Grandmaster Flash versus Grand Wizard Theodore. People wanted to come to the show to see who was going to win. Nobody fought. Nobody died. Nobody got shot. You saw flyers that looked like this. The Treacherous Three and the Crash Crew. These were the flyers that were circulating around New York City. Some of the people in the audience right now may have even been at some of these battles, some of these historic events. These are the DNA, if you will, of why hip hop has such a competitive nature. Why? Because before rap was even on records, in some cases, rap was just now getting good on records. Those flyers you saw in 1980, 1981. Rap had just been on record or recording on wax just 2 years ago. So that means at least 10 years before that, you saw flyers like that, getting you invited to the battle where you had to be there. If you weren't there, you missed it. You had to literally be there. I want to play you a clip as I lay out this introduction of where the competitive nature of hip hop came from. I want to play you a clip from 1981. It was a legendary battle between two legendary artists that set the tone for battle rap decades into the future. I'm talking about the battle between the legendary Kumo D versus who? Who knows where I'm going with this? Kumo D versus who at Harlem World? Lady B, no sir, Brother Smith. Schoolie D, no sir. Is this Spoonie? No sir. I am talking about Harlem World 1981, where we saw Kumo D battle this man. Oh, nope. It wasn't LL. I want to play this brief clip, and I want y'all to listen to how battling got its beginning. I want y'all to watch this. Just listen to this, listen to this, listen to this. Listen to this. Let me get ready. Let me find this clip. Yeah, I know Dave ain't here, right? Watch this, watch this.
1 2 1 2 party people in the place to be. My name is MC Kumo D from the Treacherous 3. My man LA Sunshine in the place to be. We gonna get a little something straight here in the place to be.
Now who's he battling?
Don't worry about it, DJ Lee on the place to be. We gonna get a little something.
Let me say this. There's a few cuss words, and y'all bear with me. There's a few cusses in here, but not much. I want y'all to listen to this legendary battle. I'm not gonna play all of it, but a few bars. Watch.
I'm straight in the place to be.
1 2.
My man Busy B Starsky. How many people think Busy B Starsky rocked the house? I hear that in the place to be.
Yeah.
But if y'all notice it or not, you know, I heard a lot of shit, you know, Busy B's popping shit, saying he'll take out any MC and all that. I give it to the man, he know how to rock the crowd, but when it come to having rhymes, no way he can fuck around, and I'm gonna prove that right now. In the place to be, MC Kumo D, the coolest of the crew, can't nobody rock like me. Remember this. Cold Crush.
Now, this is live in New York City, 1981. If you weren't there, you weren't there. And they just happened to catch it on tape.
Go in the house, my man LA Sunshine in the place to be. We gonna have a little fun. Have a little fun. DJ Lee, you think you got it together yet? 1 2. 1 for the treble, 2 for the bass. Come on, Easy Lee, and let's rock the play. 1 2 1 2. Doing the do now. Hold on, Busy B. I don't mean to be bold, but put that ball did it, ball bullshit on. A little something why you ain't shit. It ain't an empty top that you don't hug. You even bitch your name from the love bug. And not a fight a nigga's name, miss some low down shit. If you was money, man, you be counterfeit. I gotta give it to you, though you can rock. But everybody know you're on the furious jock. And I remember Busy from the olden times when my man Toonie T used to sell your rhymes. Remember that rhyme called Diddy Bar Diddy? Man, goddamn, that shit was a pity. Too hot to trot, hit to rock a spot. Toonie T rockin' whether like it or not. He paid for the rhyme. Asked for it twice. He said, Spoonie D, I'll buy it any price. When Spoonie finally sold it, oh, what a relief. Busy B stole it like a fucking thief. Came out rocking, the party's yours. Got everybody thinking that rhyme's yours. Every time I hear it, I throw a fit. Party after party, the same old shit.
We can stop right there, y'all. Wow. 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 1981. It was these moments in clubs around New York City where before it got on wax, you heard cats like this going at each other. In the movie Wild Style, you saw the Fantastic Freaks battle who? Who saw that? In the movie Wild Style, who the Fantastic battle on the basketball court? Who knows? Let me talk to me in the comments. I'm watching, I'm looking. In the movie Wild Style, who did the Fantastic? There we go, Antoine Mack, my brother. What is my point? My point is nobody died. They all lived. Today, I think it's fair to say that has changed much. The tone of our culture, the fun, competitive nature of it has grown into something quite more sinister. To some people's enjoyment, to others' dismay. We're going to talk about that tonight and open the phone lines in just a few moments. We're not going to be on long. But the battle that we're all witnessing right now with Drake and Kendrick Lamar, let's say, no doubt, is legendary. Let's give them a hand for that. It's legendary. Now, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on the apology. We want to look more at the question, how is this impacting the culture? Is battling any good at all for the culture? Let's take it up a notch higher. For the people, is battling good for hip hop? We're going to ask that. Let's look at my brother Jamil's comment. He said that was a later development. I promise you, Eddie, Chiba, and DJ Hollywood battle, but it wasn't no cussing. It was intense. And yes, brother Jamil is correct. Nobody died. As I said in the promotion, I had intended to bypass this conversation because I think it had been squeezed for all that it was worth until two things happened. Our dear beloved brother, who was a guest on this show, I'm referring to brother Dr. Wesley Muhammad, weighed in and has something very powerful to say. And what I want to do is share his comment with you. Our brother, Dr. Wesley, said this. He said, as soon as I heard Brother J. Cole's so-called apology, I knew I was listening to the influence of the Honorable Brother Minister Farrakhan. I'm proud of my brother. And I admit I'm very disappointed in how the community, especially the alleged enlightened ones of the community, is responding to this important sui generis, well, Jimmy, I'm gonna need you to clear that word for me, development within modern hip hop culture. According to Cole, he never felt no way about his brother Kendrick Lamar. However, he momentarily fell victim to the bloodlust culture that hip hop has become. Listen to this. Old battle rap was braggadocious and fun, he says. Modern battle rap is too indistinguishable from murder rap, which too often leads to real murder. J. Cole felt bad for participating in that. Instead of riding with it because the world was eating it up, he decided to course correct. That's maturity. By standing down, J. Cole was manning up. He saw the bigger picture. But J. Cole, he applied the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. Salute. Those are the words of our brother, Dr. Wesley Muhammad. I can only wonder if I was a part of that audience he might have been disappointed in. Because I have been of the mindset that there's nothing wrong with, as he pointed out, that good, braggadocious fun. I never saw anything wrong until the 90s, until people started losing their lives. But that's not the culture in its fairest, in its most simple and original form. But guess what? We're coming to the phone line in just a minute, but I want to add one more quote. There was another brother that we all know who I never would have thought had anything in common with Dr. Wesley. But this brother did, and he shared these words. Yep, that's Boosie, y'all. He said, everybody gas, I can't even do a Boosie impression. Everybody gassing up rap beef, shaking my head, all excited saying this hip hop. That was me. Well, everyone in the crew not gonna see it that way. And when it pop off, it really goes down. So when someone from one of these crews dies, don't say they stupid. Don't support them in court like y'all supported the rap beef. How would you feel if your family member died because of hip hop rap beef? I'm from Louisiana. Every rap beef I've seen, people die. Y'all so happy about who go win or lose, but a mama gonna lose her son. And ain't none of y'all going to the funeral. Did he lie? Did he lie? I don't know. Let's go to the comments for a moment, because soon we're going to open the phones. Brother Antoine Mack, you're absolutely right. We cannot participate in this. And Brother Jamil clears that word for me. Thank you, sir. Means unique to itself. Thank you. In a class of its own, Brother Jamil informs us. My big brother Rashad says, I don't know if you remember Jesse and Goosey versus it was the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that stopped the bloodbath, along with many other bloodbaths. Boosie and just for a point of order, absolutely. And my brother Michael A. weighs in from Chicago. He said, once self-hatred escalates, we can't distinguish fantasy from reality. Very good point. Media is very different from outside. These are all very, very true points. In a piece I wrote, as we get ready to go to break, I raised the question, can two things be true today? Can people still verbally spar and compete? Can two MCs still go at each other in a good-natured fun without it coming to this? Can black men compete today in the genre of rap and it not devolve into street warfare? Is it possible? Sure, we've proved it in the past. It's very possible. Today, is it worth it? Or should the entire genre or aspect, battle rap, really be done away with? These are the questions I want to pose to y'all as we go through the phone lines. So I want to know from y'all, if you're not near a phone, get to a phone, because we want to hear from you, the Rockwell Radio family. Is battle rap any good for hip hop? Is it time that we grow past battle rap? I want to talk about it. This is your brother, DJ Rockwell. And when we come back, we're going to go through the phones. And I want to hear from you. And if you're not by your phone, I want you to communicate with us via the chat room. Again, you're watching the Rockwell Radio Show. Don't go away. Here we go.
What up with it, man? You already know what time it is. It's me, Young Kind of Don. I'm up in this thing.
Peace. This is Azim Zakir Kareem, the life-giving MC.
Peace, everyone. This is Brother Anthony K. Muhammad, also known as A-Tone, the hip-hop historian.
Peace, family. What's going on? It's Brother Jabril, Brother Mustafa, Lordship Productions in the building.
I am your sister, Arian Nicole. Peace, peace, peace. It's your sister, Sue Axel. You're watching the Rockwell Radio Show.
You are now tuned in live to the Rockwell Radio Show.
Right now, you're listening to Rockwell Radio Show.
Rockwell Radio. If you ain't listening, man, you wasting time. You on all these other stations, you need to tap in. Rockwell Radio.
You know what it is. Watch him, watch him, watch him.
I'm here with Brother Rockwell, the Rockwell Radio Show.
You ain't in the game, you in the stand. Stop playing, man. Let's go.
When last time you bought a Final Call?
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, man. You see what I'm saying? We always want to stop. I mean, this is what I'm not doing. Yeah, everybody go buy a Final Call tomorrow. Everybody who watched it. The Muslims shouldn't have no papers in their hand tomorrow. Because you know what the Muslims going to do with the money?
True.
They're going to create other Muslims.
True.
You know what the Muslims going to do? They're going to keep your neighborhood safe. They're going to show your little girl ain't nothing wrong with wearing a long dress. They're going to teach your children they're the original people on earth. So you know what that little $2 going to do. So go and spend that little $2.
True. True.
That's it.
True.
That's it.
True.
That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. This is your host, DJ Rockwell, the nation's #1 DJ. We are here every week live on the Rockwell Radio Show, and we're having that conversation about this culture that we love, man, that we do. You know, I've been in the nation almost 30 years, but I've been in the hip-hop culture, you know, for almost 40 years. You know, and the purpose of this show, if you're new to this show, the purpose of the Rockwell Radio Show is to show where those two worlds intersect. We make the argument here on the Rockwell Radio Show that hip-hop is the child of the Nation of Islam. We're here to make the argument that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the godfather of hip-hop. I said it. And many guests have come to this show to prove exactly that. And hopefully, as you've seen in history, we will continue to see that the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan will serve as peacemakers in this beautiful culture that we love. Now, what I want to do is get right to the phone lines. I want to open up the phone so you can call us at 404-919-7399. And here's what we're talking about. The main question on the table: is battling even good for hip hop anymore? Did it push the culture forward? Did it make MCs better? Should J. Cole have apologized? What does him dropping out of the race mean? Did Drake go too far with the AI, with the Tupac? Let's go to the phone lines. Peace, you're live on the Rockwell Radio Show. Who's speaking?
Twan Mac.
Salute, Twan Mac in the building.
Peace, beloved.
Brother, the floor is yours, black man.
So DJ Rockwell, first of all, I want to salute you. I want to salute the whole nation for like we already know what the nation does, but for those that don't understand, I have no problem informing you. They keep the neighborhood safe. They teach knowledge of self. They make sure that the babies understand that they are the present and the future. And I salute everything that y'all do, man. Although I may not be in the nation per se, I support everything that y'all do, man, and what y'all stand for and what have stood for decades.
Honor.
So I just want to let y'all know y'all got undying love from over here, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Brother, we appreciate that support.
Absolutely. You always have it as long as I'm in the physical, and even when I return to the essence, I'll carry it on. So, indeed, inshallah. So DJ Rockwell, I wanted to basically say that the key word that you keep on saying is anymore, and I think that's a key word that we have to focus in on, because this isn't 1973, this isn't 1979, this isn't 1985, where MCs were still hungry and trying to make their way. Trying to find, hadn't learned about financial literacy. Many of them weren't rapping about having knowledge of self. We have to look at what the enemy is out here doing in terms of dividing us. Whether it's going to the south side of Chicago to throw gasoline on an already horrible gang problem with the black disciples and the gangster disciples, what they did with the young brother Chief Keef when they pulled him out of Chicago and made him a superstar, and now he lives in Calabasas. Nonetheless, the black carnage on the south side and the west side of Chicago still continues, right? They even killing on the Gold Coast outside of the Gucci store, right?
Right.
So having said that, this battle thing, I don't really think that we don't have the need for that anymore. J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake, even though Drake is not an indigenous American, he's not from America. He's not. And he's also, he has a whole nother agenda. But just from a battle standpoint, these gentlemen are already well off. They don't have to. They have generational wealth as long as it's managed correctly.
Yes, sir.
Inshallah, right? So having said that, what's the point? What's the point of battling and putting down your brother?
Okay.
Even if these gentlemen are able to keep it in the studio and keep it on the stage, the message that you're sending, because this is the problem I think many people have understanding, is that although mature adults are watching and we can walk away and say, oh, that was just a battle, that was some clever lines, he got that off. What we have to understand is that there's an 11-year-old, there's a 15-year-old, there's a 17-year-old that takes in every word that these young men are saying, and they believe every word of it. They believe that it's reality. They believe that when you say that you're about to spin the block, or you're about to do such and such, or when you're talking about being being physical with somebody's woman and hypersexualizing women, they're internalizing all of that, and they emulate these young men. And so we have to look at it more than just like it being a battle on stage or on wax, because we've already seen we missing the brother Christopher Wallace, we missing the brother Tupac. I could go down the line. We missing all kinds of brothers, which is what almost happened, what you already alluded to, what nearly happened between Jeezy and Gucci, right? And people already lost their lives. So I don't really think that the battle means the same as it once did. In 1979, in 1981, that battle that you just played, that excerpt that you just played, Busy B was a hungry MC. Kumo D was a hungry MC. There was no money flowing in hip-hop. People were basically just trying to get out of the ghetto. And what I'm trying to say is that from where we are right now, it's definitely, I like money, but I don't love money, because I know what the evil that money can cause, right?
Facts.
So having said that, and I know other people want to get in, so I'll try to be as brief as possible. But all I wanted to say is that we're in a different time, in a different place. And for those that don't understand, like you said, you've been 40 years deep in hip hop. I discovered hip hop when I heard King Tim III in the spring of 1979, living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Was fortunate enough to live in central New Jersey, right outside of Philadelphia, 80 minutes outside of New York City. So I heard the Kumo D. I remember the importance of, when it wasn't all about the MC. But now that the MC is taking the forefront, there's a certain responsibility that comes along with that. And you can't make it all about your male ego. You have to make it your ego, period, whether it's male or female. I won't even put a gender on it. We have to understand as black people that we're supposed to have an allegiance to one another. And just because somebody's throwing trinkets at us and pennies at us, trying to make us dance for chicken to battle each other, it don't mean that we need to do that. You know what I mean? I just really feel like in this time and place that we need to be teaching the kids financial literacy as opposed to as opposed to who can battle the best. We need to be teaching the kids who Mansa Musa was. Kids need to know who Elijah Muhammad. Not dead, that's serious. You know what I'm saying, Rockwell? So it's other ways you can use your platform and make it beneficial for the babies and pass something down, as opposed to how many battles you won, or how many times you put this brother down, or how many times you said you're gonna spin the block on him. Even though you might not end up doing it, there's some kid out here. I'm gonna end it here. There's some child out here, some young man, some young woman out here that's internalizing what you're saying and believing what you're saying. And who knows? Maybe they end up a chemist, but maybe your words lead them to do something that they'll regret, as opposed to them believing in you. You know what I mean? Wanting to walk in your shoes. So I'm gonna end it there, Rockwell. Again, bro, man, I'm so thankful for this platform. Thank you for allowing me the time to speak. I support you. I will be back. And we're going to build anyway. We already talked about we're going to build. But brother, I love what you're doing. I love what y'all are doing. And just please don't stop, because it's much needed, especially at a time like this, brother.
Salute, brother. And anytime the door's open, it's your home. Come on through. Salute.
Salute, beloved.
Peace. Y'all, that's what the Rockwell Radio Show is all about. Let's keep going. This is DJ Rockwell. You're live on the Rockwell Radio Show. With whom am I speaking?
This is Brother Kareem Muhammad.
Oh, my man.
You knew I was going to call on the show. What up, huh?
Big Neff, what's good, man? Brother, the floor is yours.
You know I had to come and weigh in. So, for one, it's an honor to finally be on the Rockwell Radio Show in radio capacity. This is great. And this is my way of paying it back since you were on my podcast a few years ago. But anyway, to the task at hand. From my perspective, and I have multiple, there's nothing wrong with competition, and particularly with hip hop. I mean, we in the Nation of Islam have our own competition, and that's drill. And our goal is the same as every other team coming from all over the world to prove that we are the best drill team. But at the end of the day, we still are one nation.
That's right.
It should be the same in hip hop. And we've seen real live examples of competitive hip hop in multiple instances to where there hasn't been any blood. And I know some people may not take it seriously, but Nick Cannon's show Wildin' Out, especially when they do their own wild style, even though it's scripted, they throw various jabs and barbs at one another, but it's all in playful fun. And no one's ever taken it to a point. No one's ever made it super, super personal. They're all a family at the end of the day. And there's still battle rap circuit to this day. This day advertised.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And they still go back and forth. And they don't get personal. See, that's the problem. When you start throwing personal things into it, you start talking about that person's mama and their family, what you did to that dude's wife or whatnot. That's where it becomes a problem. And it doesn't need to be that. Of course, that was a beautiful example how you started it all with the rap battle between Kumo D and I forgot who else. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention because Kumo D absolutely bodied that man. But anyway, they still kept it on wax.
Right.
They still kept it on wax, and they were still cool at the end of the day. How is that transition to today? You have artists now who are featured on another artist's song. They hear that far, and they're like, nah, I got to come harder than that. Because what they did was amazing. I can't not come harder than the other man.
Do you think
there's
that
the spirit of competition right there?
You hear my
no,
question?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
So you think there's still room for it in the genre as a whole? There's still room for this to continue. Would you say? I'll say there's always room for righteous competition. There's always room for righteous competition.
It's when it gets personal. That's when it becomes a problem. That's when you get your Ice Cube versus NWA, your Nas versus Jay-Z, your Eminem versus Cannabis. It gets personal. Exactly. So as long as you keep it righteous and keep it fun, I mean, you and your opponent, your stock is gonna grow. It's when it gets personal, that's when it becomes a problem. That's always when it's gonna become a problem.
All right, my brother.
Facets of life. So, yeah.
Brother, you always got a home here.
J. Cole was right.
J. Cole, there it is. There it is.
Also, J. Cole was right.
All right. Anything else you want to add before we close?
Thank you for your time. As always, this is the DJ Rockwell radio show. And till next time. We have another topic I'm interested in.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, man.
Salam alaikum. You're tuned in to the Rockwell radio show. Let's keep the calls going. This is DJ Rockwell, the nation's #1 DJ, and you're live on the Rockwell radio show. Who's calling?
Yes, sir. It's your brother, Michael A. Muhammad Apocalypse.
Chicago is in the building. Michael A. a.k.a. Apocalypse. Miss and love you, brother.
Man, likewise.
The floor is yours, King.
I just wanted to weigh in just a little bit with a few things to consider. Ecclesiastes says the time and the season for everything under the sun.
Come on.
That's one thing. I'm gonna read that right there.
Okay.
You can go look at it. But then also, the Quran says, "Vie with one another in righteousness," and that's how I view the drill competition. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's really when you start talking about competitive and competing, then we get wrapped up in what the Muslims Farrakhan teach in 30 God 18, rise above emotion to sing to God. We get wrapped up in the limbic system, which is where all of the passion, all of the emotion where it resides, which only consists of 20% of the brain, according to this Muslims Farrakhan. So you got 80% more of your brain to work with outside of the emotion. So when we vie against one another in righteousness, that's not righteousness. That's just what this world made of us. Okay, that's definitely. You know what I'm saying? And so we don't even who is the right? No, not one, right? How many can we find?
Right.
So anyway, that's that. So also the other thing that I want to say, and I'm gonna leave it right here. The Muslims Farrakhan of the Savior's days ago said the war of Armageddon has begun. What is the war of Armageddon?
Come on.
It's the war to end all war. Is that right?
Listen.
And so, battling for what?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Battle for what? Especially us. We ain't got room and time for that because we so sick. Hatred is so deeply rooted in us. All the way down, it's in our veins, man. It's down to the gristle, man.
Wow.
We ain't got time for that, man. Because that self-hatred is so deep. Man, we don't know how to battle him like this. Sooner or later, we're so stuck in our limbic system, it's gonna go to blows. You understand what I'm saying? That's just my little piece. Love y'all, man.
Love you, brother. As always, man, you got a home here on the Rockwell Radio Show, my brother.
Yes, sir. Love you so too.
Yes, sir. Man, let's see what the people are saying in the chat room. Let's see what Jamil said. Damn, the gristle. That's what I said, brother Jamil. Come on, man. He said this ain't 79 no more. Come on, man. Absolutely. And yeah, bro, he was, man. Absolutely dropping major jewels. Come on. My big brother Benny Blacko. He said that's the best argument I've heard thus far. People love the show Wildin' Out and understand what that is. So I think there should be balance, my brother Benny says. We understand that there are unrighteous and righteous people everywhere we go in everything we do. That brother hit it right on the head. I tell you what, Brother Jamil weighs in again by saying, what happened to intricately creative but self-deprecating wordplay. Remember how the Fat Boys or Biz Markie was secure enough to make themselves the brunt of good-natured jokes? And I bear you witness, Biz Markie is the only person that can make a record called Pink and Boogers. The Fat Boys make a record talking about being fat and overeating. It doesn't get no more true than that. So the phone line is still open. We got a few minutes left, and I didn't want to stay on this long, but I wanted to hear from you about this culture, about battle rap, and us who feed into it. Brother Dr. Wesley said, it's us who feed into it. And Brother Boosie said, we're feeding the fight. So I want to play, and I hate to use the language devil's advocate. Some of y'all, somebody give me an alternative phrase that means something equivalent real quick. I want to say, again, just to play this advocate, just I want to throw something at you all. We enjoy going to sporting events. We enjoy going to boxing matches. We enjoy all of these various other levels of entertainment, sport and play, so be it. We entertain these. And I made the comment a few days ago. I said, what if you went to see your favorite two boxers for the heavyweight, getting it in? You paid your money, you got your drink, you got your chips, you sitting down in the front row in Vegas, and you came to see old boy them rock. You came, you cheering, you ready. But imagine after the first round, they throw down and you like, yo, I love it. You cheering for your man to win. Knock him out. And in the second round, your boxer, your man, come out and say, you know what? I'm sorry that I punched you in the first round. I didn't mean to do that. I apologize. What would you say if you was, yo? What would you say? How would you take that? This is boxing. This is what you're supposed to do. So I want to hear from you as we get ready to close out. If you think that when you enter the ring, you should expect to get, I don't know, punched. What do you think? Brother Antoine Max said, my survival is predicated on our survival. Come on. Lyrical jousting, Brother William, indeed. Big David C., who's playing hooky today, said Drake tapped into a creative side with this response. Let's deal with that before we go. Let's deal with that before we go. My brother Jamil says you posed a possible counterpoint. Oh, you did? Okay, yeah. Thank you. That's the better language to use. Is Drake crossing the line by using Tupac, who is no longer with us, who lost his life as a result of a rap beef? Was that creative or was that dangerous? The phone lines are open. You can call us at 404-919-7399. We want to hear your opinions on this. I would love to hear what you all think about this. My brother Rashad says from the text room, he says, sparring and sporting is in battle. You let the beast breathe with restraint. How about that? Brother Kareem says, Drake knows K. Dot loved Pac. That's disrespectful to the West. I'm of the mindset that it was brilliant, but he walked a dangerous line. A dangerous line with that. My brother Benny Blacko says, I'm curious. Excuse me. This is my brother, Mighty DJ CJ. Salute to you, King. He says this. I'm curious when they will draw the line. Or is this just for spiking record sales? Good point. Good point. And brother Benny Blacko says, Tupac didn't lose his life because of rap beef. That's incorrect. Please elaborate, brother Benny. I want to hear your thoughts on that. My brother wants to call back again. I'm not opposed to that. So if you want to call back, if you want to offer a thought, if we can keep it concise, let's go for it. My brother William says, look, there's been battle rap since the very beginning of hip hop. It's a part of the culture. Drake took it back to the old school and came with the fire. It's facts. It's facts. Now, I don't normally do this, but since my brother's a first-time caller, I want to welcome him back to the show. My brother?
Yes, sir.
The floor is yours one more time. Keep it concise. Keep right on point.
Absolutely, brother Rockwell. So I just wanted to say this about Drake, because we're talking about Drake using AI, Snoop Dogg, AI, Tupac in a battle. He's not a part of our agenda, though, beloved. Like Drake is part small hat. So his parameters is not the parameters of an average black man. So I don't really even count. Like I go through many discussions with people about Drake and about when they talk about how big and how great he is. I'm like, well, he's part small hat. Like he has a lot more flexibility. The Jimmy Iovine's, the Leor Cohens. I can go on and on. The people that back him, that push his agenda, that has him where he is. That's the reason why he don't have to lose no sleep about a West Coast using a West Coast icon's voice against another West Coast icon. A brother, I don't look at Drake. I don't look at him as a part of us, DJ Rockwell. Just to be quite honest, and I'll leave it there, bro. So
let me offer you a little pushback.
Go ahead.
As my brother Jamil pointed out, to a counterpoint. Now, as we've been taught by the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, we all know that the Jew is the original man. The original man is the Jew. As we popularly say, some say the small hat. We know that the original of them is us. Now let me add to that point and challenge your thought with this. Even that notwithstanding, when you get in this ring, you can either chuck them or you can't. Would you say, notwithstanding the former point, did he chuck them or not?
I mean, I would never dispute his abilities as an artist. I'm definitely not doing that. I'm an artist, so I understand how dope how great this man's pen game is.
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying that, but that's really a low blow to me to go and use Tupac against. But again, he doesn't have the same parameters. I understand that we are the original people, but and that the Jews are us. But
yes, sir.
From what standpoint, from what ideology, have you ever heard him express himself as an original man? Because I haven't.
Facts.
In terms of what's going on, as far as what's going on right now in the Middle East, as far as what's going on with the Palestinian brothers, he's been ostracized because he hasn't said anything.
Him and DJ Khaled, for that matter.
Exactly, DJ Rockwell. So I'll leave it there, beloved, in terms of, I understand, I know who you and I are. I know where we come from. I know where part of Drake comes from, but I also know where the other half of Drake comes from. And I'm not going to deny that. And if he really, besides taking our dollars and becoming popular in our community, if he really valued us, why hasn't he spoken out about any of these things that's going on? Because I've never heard him express himself from an original man standpoint. It's always been from a rap jester standpoint or a ladies man, but I've never heard him say anything social political. Maybe you have, but I haven't, beloved.
Brother, I cannot disagree. Brother Antoine Mack, ladies and gentlemen. Brother, you're always welcome here. Once again, thank you for calling back.
Thank you, beloved.
Yes, sir. Let's go back to the comments right in the chat room. My big brother Neil, who I kicked it with just the other day. Boxing is a sport. Rap is entertainment. Boxers leave it in the ring. Neither them nor their entourage will spill blood if their contender loses. This is a fact. My big brother Jamil also states, Battle is a part of it, a big part, but not the only part. And we can't leave out the answer record. It answers and teases, but does not insult and provoke aggressively. Fact indeed. Brother Williams says Drake is an original Asiatic. How about that? Brother Benny earlier said that Tupac jumped into something that didn't concern him, aka Crips, Bloods, beef. They came back and killed him later on because of that. I'm assuming you're talking about that, not the battle per se. Popular opinion would disagree, but there's something to that. Let's go back even further. Brother Marcus X said, it's a difference between beef and battling. I like where he's going already. He said, what's beef? And we heard Mos Def go make this point. What's beef? We're normalizing bringing real personal issues to the airwaves. From industry artists, the platform and setting the stage makes all the difference when the focus is truly hip-hop culture. And the comments are something that is difficult to get to them. Brother Williams said this: I guess we don't remember when Roxanne Shante went in on the educated rapper. Drake shut down a mumble rapper. Ooh. Okay. Sister Victoria X weighs in. She says, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam, dear sister. I agree with Brother Antoine. Always welcome here, sis. Big Dave from the beach jumps in and says this: that one in the crew salivating to spill blood might be a damn agent anyway. My brother Big Rashad, Drake is a Jew and a half original man, and his nature is exposed in how he expresses himself. There's no easy answers here. As we get ready to close the show, let me thank everybody for stopping by just to participate in this dialogue. I think that in order for the sport to keep going, if you're going to see an improvement, if you're going to want to see the art to get better, there has to be some degree of an adjutant. There has to be some degree of an irritant. And like Brother Antoine Mack said, I know this ain't 79 no more. At that time, that adjutant, that irritant, that push came in the form of when you left your house, went to the block to battle, it was somebody there waiting on you when you got there. That practiced the night before. I was waiting to eat that backside up. It's 2024. Are the conditions still the same? Is the motivation still the same? What will make us better as DJs, as lyricists, as writers, as producers? If you're not chasing a higher standard, if not someone pushing you to be better, sometimes that comes in the form of some friendly competition. I'm not mad at that, but by all means, can we keep the competition in the ring? Can we keep the competition on wax? That's your brother's take. I want to thank everybody for dropping by. Hit that like button, hit that share button. I'm gonna go find me something to eat. But we'll see y'all again this weekend on the Rockwell Radio Show. I have had a ball, and again, don't be a stranger. If you're watching us via YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe today. You can follow DJ Rockwell on all platforms, DJ Rockwell, ATL. And again, we will see you right here this Saturday on the Rockwell Radio Show. We are out of here.
Now, if you got past all of that, you might as well keep on rocking with us. So come on, everybody, let's go. Radio show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. episode, man. Come on, man. Stop tripping.